The IMF has predicted that British growth will be greater than the Eurozone in a couple of years' time. Is there any light on the horizon that you can see? Anything that makes you feel optimistic about Brexit?
Well, I'm an economist, and if you look at a lot of those models, not only is there some uncertainty, but one of the key things is what happens in the negotiations this year. And when you talk to the economists who are looking forward, they are hoping beyond hope that the government sees sense and make sure we do have the closest possible trading relationship, there aren't barriers to put up, that we work with our European partners, and that's what Liberal Democrats will be saying. And if they listen to that pro-European argument, having got their majority, but really avoid a no-deal Brexit and a hard Brexit, then there is a real positive outlook. Would it be more positive if we stayed in the European Union? Let me be clear.
That's not going to happen now. Do you think, Ed Davey, at some point down the line, and we're seeing up in Scotland they're pushing for another referendum on independence for them, could you see your party or some of the pro-Remain parties down the line sort of suggesting that we have another referendum just to see if maybe we could go back?
I think today, tomorrow, this year, the debate is about how we finish the negotiations, finish the Brexit deal. Some of us fear that the Brexit negotiations won't be over this year. It's going to take a long time. And the worry is the Prime Minister's boxed himself into a corner and said that if he doesn't get the deal he's going to want, he's going to take us out of the EU with no deal, crash us out. And so we have a job to do now. And as acting leader of the Liberal Democrats, that is my focus, to make sure we stand up, not just for pro-Europeans, but also those people who don't want to lose their jobs, who are worried about the futures. And if you look at whole sectors, car manufacturing, chemicals, agriculture, food processing, these are totally determined by the supply chains with Europe. And if barriers are put up the border, if we see problems in these trade negotiations, we won't get the growth that we all want.
OK. Tomorrow, 11 p.m, what will you be doing?
Well, actually, I will be at a party.
What?
But it won't be to celebrate.
Celebrating?
No, it won't. Well, I'll be celebrating something else. I'm holding a party to thank all the people who worked in my constituency to get me re-elected. Lots of Liberal Democrats who joined because of our pro-European message, and we'll be thanking them for their hard work.
How come it's taken so long to have that party?
That was quite a long time ago, back in December.
And it can't be a coincidence you're holding that on the same night as we leave.
It is actually a coincidence. And by the way, we just so you should be sure, we had a thank you party on the very night of the result, but there were many people who weren't able to come to that. And so what we always do in my neck of the woods is we give people some good notice and we have a really good shindig.
So you'll be raising a glass to getting your seat back, and will there be a sort of a tear in your eye, the idea that actually we're leaving the EU on the same night?
Oh yeah, there'll be a tear in my eye about that for sure. I think there are millions out there, many Liberal Democrats, but many Remainers too, who will be sad and will be anxious. And I think it's important that their voice is heard, particularly by the Prime Minister.
Sir Ed Davey, thanks very much indeed. Just quickly before we let you go, a lot of people saying, a lot of Remainers, dubbed Ramonas, as we know, saying that they're refusing to use the Brexit 50p's. Would you go that far?
You know what I'm going to do with my 50p? I'm going to sell it to a Brexiteer for £1.
Right.
OK.
Are you suggesting Brexiteers are stupid?
No, I'm not.
Or are you suggesting that the 50p is going to be worth more now that we've left the EU?
Far from it. The worry is the pound's going to devalue a little bit, and we'll see prices go up, and it'll be worth less, unfortunately. But no, I was on a radio programme with a Brexit MEP who was desperate to get her hands on these Brexit 50p's, and so I said I'd sell it to her for £1.
They're going to become collector's items and worth a lot more than you think. That's it. That's Brexit for you.